What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Super 7 ThunderCats Deluxe figures. So of course we've already had these figures from the Super 7 Ultimates, but now we have them in the Deluxe versions, which are just like scaled down versions. Like the figures are the same, but they just don't come with all the accessories that the Ultimates came with. So first we have Cheetara here, which looks pretty nice. Looks pretty much how she did before. I will show the comparisons to show you the different colors and everything that was changed between the figures. And hopefully, I think they were supposed to maybe redo some of the joints, maybe have a little bit better range, but I don't know if that's true or not, so we'll just have to see that. But she does come with her bow staff as well as like the collapsed down version there. And then we have Tygra, which looks cool. Always love his design, and he just comes with his bowler whip, like with the rope version there. Like I said, just want to say keep calling him scaled down for some reason, but like, come with less accessories, so we get the figure with less accessories at a cheaper price. So that is pretty cool, but hopefully these figures will be cool and be able to replace the ones we already have, so we'll just have to do that comparison. So let me get these open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Let's start off with Cheetara, who is a female Thunderian based on a cheetah. She can run at incredible speeds for about 2 miles and has a sixth sense ability to see the past and future events. So she looks good here, of course very similar to what she did before, and we'll do that comparison, but looks good with the cheetah-like design. So she has the spots on her, especially up there in her hair, on her shoulders, but otherwise her face looks very humanish. It's kind of like the Thundercats, they just look humanish in the face. Just looks like she has some eye paint around her eyes though and stuff. Of course the Thundercat eyes with the like black line running down through it, so that all looks good. Then she's got her yellow hair sort of like mullet style, so short on top, longer in the back, sort of flowing there. It just looks pretty good. Then we get her outfit. So like here in the center it looks more like normal skin tone, but as you start to go to the side you get more of what'd be like the cat colors, where it turns into more of like the orangish cream color. It's hard to really tell exactly what's going on, but it continues down her arm there where she has the cheetah spots, but then she has like her leotard in the orange color with the Thundercat logo there on her chest, a lighter like yellow orange sleeve or whatever coming down on this side with a gauntlet on there, so that kind of protects her arm, and she has just a bracelet on the other arm there. And then the yellow orange continues down the legs as well to the boots, so we get like a cream color at the top for the cuff, and then this darker orange that matches with her leotard there in the boot design. So looks pretty good overall. Nice bright colorful design. But movement-wise, her head will twist around. Now, of course, with her hair, it causes some issues, but it can twist all the way around there. And she can look down that far and then up just straight on because of the hair in the back. So it's on a dumbbell joint in there, so not a whole lot of range. But then we get the shoulders that'll come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. Get the single elbow joint to 90 with rotation. The wrist will twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we get the ab crunch just under her chest, so she just crunches back and forth a little and will twist all the way around. Then the hips will come up to 90 and should go out to the side. We have issues with this hip, so it won't go out, but this side will. So it goes out there. She should be able to do the splits, but like I said, we have issues with this hip for some reason. Then the thigh will twist around in there, and the single knee joint will bend back towards 90, not all the way to 90, but towards there with rotation in it. And then you go down to the foot. That'll rock back and forth and twist side to side. So of course, simple basic movements, the standard for Super 7 with the single knees and elbows. So you don't get a whole lot of range, unfortunately, and works just about the same as the last figure, so no improvements there or anything. But as we saw with these figures, with them being the deluxe, you just get the figure and very few accessories. We do get her bow staff accessories, so we get the collapse version, so the little small shrunk down version, and now this will go into her arm just like the last one, so it has a spot here on that gauntlet that you can store this in it. So it'll just store right in that spot there, so you can have that, or we can obviously take it out and give it to her as the extended version, so we get the extended bow staff as well, so we can put this into her hand. So there she has that bow staff, and of course the last figure came with the bow staff and had some accessories like a flame effect you could put on it. Obviously we have that one, so we could take it, put it on this one as well if we like this figure more. But speaking of the figure itself, so here is that older Cheetara, so we can see the difference. You can already tell some paint difference, especially with the colors. So like the skin tone is much lighter on this newer one, which I think looks better, and then like the paint job here on the shoulder is kind of messy with the cheetah spots and around that joint, which of course always painting around joints isn't the best. Doesn't look the best on this new one either, but it does look much more cleaner. But otherwise they look about the same. The legs have changed colors again. I like the colors on the new legs more, but otherwise everything else is about the same, it seems like. And of course doing the movements, they were exactly the same. The bands change colors, go from white to the orange color as well. So like I said, some changes and improvements, so I do like this new one a lot more. Just obviously it comes with a lot less accessories, but like I said, we can take the accessories from that other one and give it to this one if we want any of them. But looks pretty good overall. So of course with these, they're cheaper figures, so you don't get a whole lot with them. Obviously we don't get any extra hand accessories or anything, just her 2 weapons, but I think for them all they really need is their main weapon, so it works out fine. And then, of course, we also have Tygra, who is a male Thunderian based on a tiger. He is the second in command to Lion-O and serves as Lion-O's counsel, but he's also the architect that designed all of ThunderCat's structures on Third Earth, as well as being a scientist. So he looks good here, and I definitely say over the previous figure, this one looks much better, just really like his colors and designs overall much more. But we get his tiger-like features. Now, his face seems much more tiger-like, probably just because it has more of the orange there on his face, but we get the more humanoid-like face there, especially with like the skin tone design. Of course, the Thundercat eyes with the lines coming down, tiger-like nose, so it looks like a normal nose, but just the way with the orange is painted on it makes it look more tigerish. Then we get his orange hair sort of slicked back there, of course, with the black tiger stripes in it. Love the white underneath it as well, so add some designs. So that looks good, and that orange continues down his body with the tiger stripes, and we see, of course, down here his arm as well. Then we go to just the more basic like hands. I like how they have like the long fingernails and stuff, but their hands just look like basic human hands pretty much. Then we get his outfit, so his like leotard, of course they all wear like the spandex design, so he has like this light blue leotard over the top, so it goes down to the crotch up and over with a strap there with the Thundercats logo there on his chest, but then has a little bit darker blue one underneath, like a shirt design underneath. Love how it has the little like cuff piece or whatever coming over here to the side. And then we get the really light color, like almost minty green sort of outfit, like spandex underneath on the bare arms and on the legs going down into his feet coverings. I want to say boots, but obviously his toes are shown, but he has like these coverings that go over his feet with the cuffs on them as well. So just overall looks pretty cool, and like I said, color wise like this one much more. I think it stands out, but as we'll see, there's a lot less paint on this one, so I don't like that as much, but just overall the colors and everything like on this one much more. But movement-wise, the head will twist all the way around, kind of sticky there, and sounds kind of weird, but twist around, and then barely looks back and forth, so just a little bit of rocking in the head, unfortunately. Then the shoulders will come up towards 90, not all the way, but it's very close to it, and rotate around with the bicep twist and the single elbow joint that bends that far, again, not all the way up to 90. And I'm not sure if it's supposed to rotate or not. It's not really rotating, just a little rocking back and forth, but can't really get it to rotate, maybe because of the elbow piece back there. But then the wrist will twist around and flex back and forth there. Then we go to the ab crunch, so we get the ab crunch cut out there, as you can clearly see. So crunch back and forth, obviously forward, doesn't really crunch too much forward, but back more, so you get that crunching. Get a twist around at the waist as well. Then down to the hips will come up. If you kind of force it there, can get it about that far. I don't know what the deal is, but if it's just like the underwear piece or what the deal is, but yeah, I can only go that far, and then can go out to the side, so he should be able to closer to do the splits. Again, the underwear seems like it's inhibiting it a little bit there with a thigh twist up in it. Then the single knee joint that bends back that far, again, not even anywhere close to 90. Cheetara was much closer, but that far, and it should have rotation, and again, but just a little rotating back and forth. But as you see, there is like a shin twist there at the top of the boot that will rotate around, and the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So he definitely does not have the best movements overall. Like Cheetara had much better movements in range, so not very good on that. But again, this is probably just complete reuse of that previous figure, so it should be about the same, so it's not like you're getting really any improvements with it. But accessory wise, the only thing he comes with is his bolo whip, so we get the little bolo balls there on the end with the big whip, and we get the one with the string design. So I don't like this one obviously as much because you can't really like pose it up with him, it just has to kind of lay on the ground. But we can put this into his hand, so he can just kind of hold on to it like that. So of course you have all this extra string and stuff to deal with. So there we've got Tygra with his weapon, and of course we can bring in that older one. So like I said, definitely like the colors and paint and everything on this newer one compared to this older one, just because I don't know if it'll come through. Yeah, here you can see in the midsection, it's almost like they did a wash over it, so it makes it look really dirty and gross, so don't like that nearly as much. But as I said, they did leave off some paint, so like the gold here on the shoulder they didn't paint, and then at the top of the boots they didn't paint that. Not that I think it really makes that much of a difference, like I don't really care if it's colored in or not. I just like the overall cleaner look and colors of this newer one. But as I mentioned, he does come with this other whip. I mean, he did have this bolo whip as well, but has this one that I really like, so obviously we can just take this one from him and give it to this new one. Doesn't make it look a lot better there, but just wanted to show the difference there. So definitely like the look and colors overall for this newer Tygra. I just wish he had better movements. I wish they would have improved that, because yeah, it still sucks in the movement department. But there we have our two deluxe figures of Cheetara and Tygra. Both, like I said, are really cool. Like these designs, so I definitely prefer these more. I just wish they came with better and different accessories, so I can obviously take from those old ones and just give to them, make it a lot easier. And of course, to go along with them, we also have the deluxe Lion-O. Now, I didn't do a video on him because I wasn't sure if we were going to get this line or not, but the Lion-O was pretty cool with the color, so we went ahead and decided to continue on with the line, getting the ThunderCats especially. So we have that new Lion-O to add in there with them as well. So pretty cool figures overall. Like I said, said, it's nice that they are a cheaper price. I just wish they came with, you know, better, I wouldn't say more or better accessories, but that's a part of it being cheaper, to not have as many accessories. But the biggest thing is I just wish they had better movements. I thought with these they were going to improve the movements on them, but they're literally exactly the same. So they just took those old figures and repainted them up for this. But I do like the new colors and everything, so definitely prefer these much more. So let me know what you thought of the Super 7 ThunderCats Deluxe figures of Tygra and Cheetara down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.